This is Yeti here, and I am starting a new project. This time I decided to bring back my 34-gallon Solana Biocube back from the grave. I tore it down a couple of years ago when I started going to college. And if some of you long-time viewers have noticed, I used to have a mixed reef. It was kind of a disaster. I got it from a previous owner, and I just kept everything the way it was. And over time, it kind of screwed up. But I had a variety of life, including a bunch of soft corals and starry blennies and tangs and clownfish. I've really had a really solid plan of what I was going to do with it. But this time I've decided I'm going to rebuild it and redo a tank build of it. And this time I have an idea in mind. Actual plan. So, right now I'm just in the starting stages. I just reset it up. I got, this is an auto timer from Coral Life. And I'm going to hook that up to the lights and everything. That way I don't have to get separate timers for every single thing. This is a nice little Biocube, and I am currently starting the aquascape. I've got Fiji live rock, and I'm right now doing the live rock. I've got Fiji live rock. I've got some Misk Hawaiian lava rock, as well as some Reef saver rock that I'm currently doing a job on. And my plan for this tank is really I want to do three things with it. A, I want to do soft corals. I want to do this mostly just a soft coral tank. I know LPS and SPS, and those for more advanced reefers, but personally I've always liked to look at soft corals. And I don't really want something I have to fiddle with constant. I don't want to have something I have to worry about. I want to do soft corals. B, I want to have this grow up tank for some horseshoe crabs, which is why I'm going to leave a lot of space out and a lot of. I want to maximize as much sand bed area as possible, which is why. Another reason why I'm setting with the dry rock first instead of putting in the sand. Sand I'm going to do is I'm going to do Hawaiian live. I'm going to do Carib Sea live Hawaiian black sand. And to give that a nice look to the tank, I've always liked black sand, and I'm interested in trying it out this time. Third thing I'm going to do is I want to get a pair of mandarin fish. Now I know it's going to be a while to get the copepods built up, so it's probably going to be a year or so before I introduce those. As far as fish stocking, I'm going to base it around mandarin fish. A pair of green mandarins. I have some other ideas, but I'm going to try and keep the fish stocking pretty low. And this will probably be mostly an invert tank with to build up plenty of copepods and whatnot. But I'm going to try and keep as much sand bed as possible. And so right now, I have 2 rock towers already set up. And I decided I want to do 3 rock towers with this aquascape. And currently, I have 2. This one right here is Fiji live rock, and I have siliconed everything together. That's actually another piece. That shelf right there is another piece entirely. And then that shell silicone. I've siliconed that down. And that's somewhat siliconed, although I'm using gravity mostly for that one. I don't know what to do with that little third piece down there. I've always had it in every single saltwater tank I've done, and I'm probably going to keep that tradition going. But it's not filled with water or anything. In fact, what I need to do is I got this big old trash can. You can see that. With that big old trash can, I'm going to fill that whole thing up with salt, and I'm going to put a power head in it and mix the salt water at night and add it in the morning. But right now, I am chiseling this live rock this dry rock right here, and this is the Reef saver. Right now, I'm trying to chisel a cave in this rock right here. If you can see there's a hole that goes all the way through it to the other side that I've managed to build, and I'm just going to keep chiseling around and around. And anyway, I'll come back to you when this is finished. Welcome back, Yeti here. And that's my cat, Sparkles. Anyway, investigating the aquarium stand. Anyway, may I help you? Coming back with an update, with a brief update on the build. So as you can see, I have the rock work pretty much done. Although I haven't really decided what to do with this piece right here. Now I have decided to demolish some of the rock work and move some stuff around. I didn't like the look of the mismatched pillar that I had going on. So I decided just to keep this one, which I have built, the new one, and the old Fiji Live Rock one. But I have bumped it up a little bit by using one of the pillars, one of the rocks on the other pillar. And then on this side, this is the view from this side of the tank. I've incorporated this conch shell over here. So I managed to chisel out that cave structure right in there. And I screwed up a little bit, to be honest. I broke off the top piece of that rock and ended up having to silicone that back in place. I broke that top off with the chisel. Rock was just a little too unstable, I guess. And I managed to silicone that back in place though with some regular aquarium silicone, which is this Aquaon stuff that I purchased the other day. One problem is, also Aquaon stuff works pretty well. I've used it for many aquariums before. My only complaint is the tube itself isn't that structurally sound and always seems to end up breaking at the bottom, which is why I had to literally had to silicone the silicone container to hold it in place. That was ridiculous. But it's the same silicone holding this rock tower together. This top piece actually isn't any silicone, it's actually free moving. In fact, I need to wash it, as you can see. Wash this dry rock. That's the next step. I'm going to wash the dry rock off. I also had to silicone vertically a little bit as well. It started cracking. That rock just didn't seem to want to hold. I'm not so keen on this piece. I may end up removing it to make just more sand bed. I do plan on raising up some horseshoe crabs in the tank. And this is what the tank looks like, all filled up with water. As you can see, you got the Hawaiian black sand in the aquarium. It's kind of still cloudy now. I'm still waiting for some of the sand in particular to settle. But overall, I like the look of the tank. And I'm going to start the cycling process right now. I am going to do something I don't particularly usually do, but I'm going to kind of kickstart this cycle a little bit more, even though I already have the live sand and everything. I got this Biocube live saltwater bacteria for the nitrification cycle. I'm going to add these to the tank after I do some initial testing. I'm going to add this to the tank. Entire bottle, because this tank is 30 gallons and this treats up 34 gallons. This treats up to 34 gallons. This treats up to 30 gallons. So, yeah. I'll show you the end product. Hopefully this cycles fast. And this is the morning of the third day. It took a little while for everything to clear up. I added the nitrifying bacteria, and this is the second day. The tank's finally started to clear up. You can now see the back of the tank and everything. It wasn't too terribly cloudy, it was just kind of cloudy. Well, now the whole thing's cleared up, I did take the liberty of installing a sheet of plexiglass behind the aquarium to prevent some black splash from ruining the paint on the back of the wall. And then you'll notice there's a thermometer and the heater sitting in the tank right now. And that is because I tried to use the heater in the back compartment, but it turns out the heater was just a little bit too long. It kept sticking out of the water line into the air, heating up the tank way too much. It was sitting at almost 88 degrees in here for a while, in the tank for a while. So now I'm dropping that down. The heater is off. I did some ice cubes. Put some ice cubes in here in a plastic bag to help cool it down. Right now we're setting at around 78. I want it to be around 76, 74 to 76 in here. Other than the temperature, everything seems to be doing pretty well. All the tests show out the tank seems to have more nitrates than nitrites, and I'm showing almost no ammonia currently, so I guess the live nitrifying bacteria did its job. Well, this has been this build so far, and I'll show you the rest later. Hope you guys enjoy.